Feels good to be back in this chair, talking to myself in this basement. You don't count. I still consider this talking to myself. I hope everyone's doing fantastic. Well, that doesn't really affect me. We're finally done with all the fall to winter travel for 2025. Just did Workplace Ninjas US here in the US, obviously. We have about 3 more videos we're going to put out before the year ends, maybe 4 if I feel like it. And we're going to start that today. We're going to start that with continuing our conversation about endpoint privilege management, where you can have your users elevate specific applications without giving them standing local admin access. And today we're going to look at making those application elevation rules based on telemetry and reporting through Intune. Well, you see, there were so many things that happened during the travels. I can't even think of just one. I'm going to have to unpack it all in my head. There's so many little annoying stories. It's going to take time to sift through them.
GetRubix, solving for the modern workplace.
The last time we looked at endpoint privilege management, we talked about basically setting up our default settings, which determine the behavior for essentially anything that doesn't have a rule, right? Any app could be requested to elevate by a user, and that would require support approval from an admin. And I could capture that data coming in, which is really nice. We also set up 2 different personas, if you will, a standard elevations persona, which basically gave me rules per app. So Acrobat, I allowed a user to confirm themselves as long as they put in a justification in Windows authentication, and then the same thing with Zoom. And what else did we do here? 7-zip. Now we also made a developer profile, and the developer profile was automatically elevated. So for example, Visual Studio Code would open automatically as admin, user didn't have to do anything, and all the subsequent child processes would also run. Like so many other things in the tech space, endpoint privilege management is only a certain percentage technical, and the rest is operational, right? Changing things like who can open apps is elevated or restricting local admin access, they have downstream effects. And what I mean by downstream effects is it's going to affect the way other things happen in the organization. For example, the way users ask to install apps, especially if they're used to just going and installing themselves. We also have to think, now that we have this process in place where we can request something as elevated, how do we take one single support request and turn around and make that a rule so that we don't have to continuously manage that, right? The whole part of this is to automate and hopefully do less work to give our users a better experience. So let's head to the report so far. So the nice thing about endpoint privilege management is all the reporting you can see. So I could see which users are requesting elevations or are elevating. I could see requests that have been denied. We're going to go to elevation report by applications, because what I really want to see is which files are being elevated and how often. So let's take PowerShell, for example. So in this case, I could see there's been 56 elevation counts. Let's see over what period of time. So this is going to be for a month. So we could see I'm pretty much a big offender here. I mean, makes sense. I'm one of the only people in the lab. And we could see which device the request is coming in on, which specific version of PowerShell, and the type of request. So unmanaged means these are just being elevated. Now, the reason I like this is because unmanaged means the application has been open elevated or as an administrator without the use of endpoint privilege management. So we can just see, right, this is a local admin who's right-clicking and running as administrator. This is a user who perhaps someone is doing that for them, right, and opening that elevated. And we can even drill down and see, so these are monthly elevations. Let's drill down a little bit more and see a report by day. So you can see here on each day, depending on the device. Yeah, if you were to look here, so December 3rd on 2 different devices, it looks like I elevated this 12 times. And we could drill down even more and see the specific file information. It generally seems to be all the same, depending on the path of the machine. And again, these are unmanaged and they are completed, because you'd also be able to see unmanaged, incomplete, essentially. And you can see the exact time too. So let's say, for example, I'm looking at this data I'm discussing this with stakeholders, and I determine there's a legitimate reason for this app to be open elevated. I now want to make a rule for that. So we go back to the beginning and we click on the application. We can create a rule with the actual app details. So we'll just hit click to create rule, and we'll create a new policy. And right here, very quickly, we can set up how we want it to behave because we have all the app data. So I can also add it. I can also add it to an existing policy. This would probably fit into my developer elevations, and I would want it to be automatic. Well, let's go ahead and do that. And we'll allow the child processes. Actually, we'll deny the child processes. They'll require their own rule because it's just PowerShell. Okay, this will add new rule, apply to the same assignments. So I don't have to go back in and make a whole other policy. I could just come in here, and now I'll go to my policies. We'll go to developer, and there it is. PowerShell automatic. Child processes require a rule. So this has been added to the VS Code one. No issues at all, right? Same exact thing, which is nice. I can just add that in based on the elevation. Now, similarly, I can go back to reports, and maybe I'll find a lot of elevations for a file that I don't really know what this is. So let's click unknown and see what it is. It is a G desktop suite exe. I actually don't know what that is, so let's look that up. Okay, it's some kind of Google desktop suite, I guess, locally, but it doesn't look like it's from Google. I'm actually not too sure what it is, but it's been elevated quite a bit, and we can get those details of it, see who's been elevating it. It's probably going to be me. I don't know why it's a big mystery. Yep, and it looks like I'm elevating that quite a bit. Not as much as PowerShell, but enough to where it could be a problem. So now the situation is you have a user, there's a lot of elevations on an app that you're not aware of. Let's click on that. So I'm going to go ahead and create a rule. Now, I want to create a new policy, and I want to think about how I can reuse this quite a bit. So I'm probably going to have a policy with apps that I want to deny elevated permissions to. So I'm going to deny the app, deny all child processes, and let's call this denied elevations. Because any app I find where I want to do this for, I just want to have a place to put the rule to deny the elevation. So let's refresh this, and there it is. So it is a new policy. I'm going to have to assign it, and we could assign this to all users, all devices. I believe I have a group of users, M365 users. That'll just capture most of them, and we'll go ahead and push that out there. Now, finally, the one that I think is really interesting is if we go look at a file like this, setup.exe. This is for installing an app. Most organizations have these type of elevations that are setup.exes, meaning someone is installing a new app based off a file they downloaded. I can't stress enough that this is not good practice. We don't want to do this. This is not how you want to use EPM or LAPS or any kind of local admin or elevation capability. Apps should have a separate process, right? They should really be coming from Intune. Company portal, you can push them through required apps. That's how we should be getting new apps to devices. However, if for some reason there is a situation that you can't get around and you are requiring users or admins to go through some kind of setup process where they have to open the setup.exe, this is a great way to facilitate it if you have to, but try not to. So in this case, it looks like the Airtable app. Let's click setup.exe. So for some reason, your security team knows about it and you do have to require people to do this. You can create a rule just around the setup. So you can create the policy. I would actually probably make it support approved so that admins have to approve it. Or if you are familiar with it, you could do user confirmed. We'll allow the child processes, and we will create a new policy to call installable setup files. Even though I just said don't do this, this would be the way to do it. Very contradictive here. Hopefully with this, you can see it's not just about elevation rules. It's about taking in this telemetry and being able to use EPM for all kinds of instances, right? Denying elevations, taking the telemetry to automatically create something to an existing policy. And as you can even see, we could allow certain setup files if we wanted to. So I think it's an extremely versatile tool. And remember, and we're going to have a video on this coming up as well, this is going to be part of the E5 suite in 2026, right? So it's no longer going to be something that you have to decide, is it worth adding on with the Intune suite or as a standalone product? Personally, I believe it is. It's one of those features, but the fact that Microsoft's going to include it is even better. And don't worry, we have a video coming up on that explaining the new what's included and all that stuff. Anyway, let me know what you think of Endpoint Privilege Management. If you use it, hop in the Discord, and we'll be seeing you.